Okay, so there's a video for beginners, people looking to get started building HTML and CSS designs into code and building their first web pages. A question I occasionally get about what are the best resources or what's the best order in which to start learning. The thing with HTML, CSS, and to some extent JavaScript, they sort of work together, and I don't think you can really learn one in isolation and not learn the others around the same time. So you sort of have to start learning three things. You can probably learn HTML and CSS and build static web pages if you're very visually led and you want to build designs. And later on you might need some JavaScript to be able to make some interactivity on the page. There's no shortage of free tutorials and free resources to start learning the very basics about HTML tags or CSS selectors and how to build things onto a page. But really, the sooner you can start moving away from those and working on your own, the more valuable that would probably be. So Free Code Camp is one quite often mentioned, Codecademy, various websites that will give you some tutorials or some step-throughs. A great tip really would be just to look at the source. Every web page publishes its source code. That's how the browser works, so you can click view source and straight away look at things, or more valuably use the dev tools. You can start picking through how different things are built, which tags, which elements, and you can obviously then look those up and work out what they do on a page. You can also pick through CSS selectors and see what certain values do. That's kind of the beautiful thing about front end, is everything is exposed to you. CodePen is also the most valuable resource. You can, without needing to set up your local code environment, you can go online as long as you've got a browser and internet connection, create an account, start experimenting, start playing with things. These are not websites you're going to be publishing anytime soon. You're just testing things out. But it also has that environment, that network that you can go and click on other people's things. You can pick those apart and see how they're made. You can fork them and then pull them apart, break them and see what they're made of and how they work. Following that, once you've started making things you're quite happy with and you're experimenting with, a social site like a Twitter that you can share things you're working on, find hashtags for learning code and find communities and groups, because of feedback from people is what might motivate you to keep going, because it will be difficult when you're learning. There are times when you might want to give up, and I think people complimenting your work or people motivating you to keep going will give you some impetus. And the most valuable thing really is just to find what interests you quickly. There's that thing about if you find a job you enjoy, you'll never have to work in your life. Well, certainly if you're trying to learn a new skill, if you can make it really what you want to do and you can find the thing that interests you, then you won't really feel like you're having to go and learn something. It will just naturally be a part of what you do, and you'll learn a lot quicker and with more ease. So your interest might really just be on the design side, and you want to just have some context and awareness of HTML and CSS, which is fine. It might be that you find CSS is the particular passion and you really just love building visual web pages. It could be that on the programming side you really enjoy JavaScript and you like functional aspects and you want to start building more on the back end, the dev side, which is also interesting. So just find the aspect by experimenting and trying different tutorials that really motivate you and inspire you, and then your coding journey and your learning will be so much easier as a result of it. They're my tips. If you have any or you've been able to follow anything, please let me know about your progress. Thanks.